Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another. Did that just beep behind me? No, I don't know. Damn, that was a weird. All right, one more time. Wait, that was a weak ass marker. This is not going down right. All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Beyond the Ink with me, Matt Valdez. That's right. And today, I have a very special guest, Miss Jennifer Raymond.
Hello.
Of the Modern Rebels. And if you don't know what Modern Rebels is, small business owner, you've got a clothing company for men, women, babies, children, toddlers, everything. Mm-hmm. Really cool clothing, really good quality clothing, I should say. So that's a little bit.
Everything I wear myself, so I wouldn't put anything out there that I wasn't super proud about. So we source all of the best t-shirts and make sure that what we put out there is, I put my own kiddos in it.
It's quality.
Yeah.
Yep. And a little history. We've known each other for 15
years.
Yeah, 15 years.
Forever.
A long, long day ago, back when I used to work in property management. Mm-hmm. And it was,
interesting.
It was quite interesting. Today, however, we are going to finish up this beautiful rose cuff. And something we started about, a year and a half ago?
Yep. I think we were thinking November 2018.
Prior to my accident in January 2019, where I decided to take a tumble down the stairs and break my shit. So, good times.
Yeah, and then I got pregnant and we had to push things.
We had to keep having to push it back,
Lots happened.
And so without further ado, let's get started on this wonderful tattoo. Take a journey. As we said earlier today, this Modern Rebel is about to go beyond the ink.
Yes.
Coin that shit.
Yes. Trademark.
Trademark. Right there. Good stuff. So how have you been?
Good.
Yeah?
Very good. Very busy.
So you got a new one.
Creating babies.
Creating babies.
Yeah.
You and the husband.
Yep.
It's a beautiful family, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, they got
cute babies.
2 little boys. I have a 3-year-old, Miles, and we just had our son Hunter. He's 2 months tomorrow.
2 months tomorrow.
Yeah.
Very, very
sweet little
cool.
boy. Just, keeping the business going full time, and got the 2 little kiddos at home. So craziness.
Now you guys are in Azle?
Yes. We are right outside of Fort Worth. We're west of Fort Worth.
Oh, nice.
So we're kind of in the country, but we're only about 20 minutes outside of downtown Fort Worth.
Oh, okay.
Not too bad.
Yeah. So a little compound out there.
Yeah, we got a little compound.
That's cool. So how long have you been doing Modern Rebels? And when did you start that? I mean, that was like...
Yeah. Well, it's kind of a interesting, I don't know if it's interesting, maybe more of a strange story, but as you had mentioned, we've been doing property management. I've been doing it for about 8 years in California, and my husband, Jay, got transferred here to Texas, so I had to kind of just up and leave everything there. Came out here, did a few little odd jobs, nothing really that I really loved, and I got pregnant with our first son, Miles, and started working for a mortgage company. Worked there throughout my whole pregnancy, and then did my maternity leave and came back to work 2 days in and got laid off. So
damn.
Was yeah.
Hi, I'm back.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. Pack your things up.
I'm back, so you think.
Basically what happened is they just hired way too many people the year prior, and that spring they were expecting a much bigger boom with the mortgage industry, and it just didn't happen, and so they just had way too many people, which I totally understand. It was just kind of a bad time. Brand new baby, 6-week-old baby, and we were moving, we were buying a house, selling our current one.
Life was just going crazy.
Yeah,
that
pretty
makes
crazy.
Sense.
So all of a sudden I'm at home with my little one, and trying to find daycares in the DFW area was just insane. Everything was booked out, like
Dallas, Fort Worth.
Dallas, Fort Worth, sorry, DFW.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
was just booked out like 4 or 5 months in advance. So even trying to find a job and get him into something was going to be really hard.
Yeah.
So I decided, okay, I need to figure something out. And I started an Etsy shop, which I think a lot of people kind of start there. And I was selling baby onesies because I had a brand new baby. And of course, that was the fun thing for me was, making things I could put him into. And started that. Didn't do much the first month and then kind of just slowly worked on it. I basically trained myself with everything, with graphic design, marketing, you name it, and started putting a lot more time and effort into it. And
I had to use my foot for that.
Sorry. You're good.
Gloves.
And by that December, I had started in July of 2017. Nice. And by that December, I was doing pretty well and just kind of...
it took off pretty quickly.
Yeah, surprisingly. It took off pretty quickly.
It's good stuff. And it's I'm not going to lie. That one time, or when I came out here, and then you gave me a logo tee, which which I still have. I wear it, and I was just at the grocery store the other day, and the checker, she was like, "The Modern Rebels," and I said, "Yes." She's like, "What is that?" And I said, "It's a clothing company." She's like, "Oh, really?" And she did. She looked it up. She was like, "Stop." I mean, mind you, there were people in the line. She stopped and she was like, "Oh, this is cool. Okay, cool."
That's awesome.
Blah, blah. And I'm like, that's how it works. So.
Yeah. So
I told her that I knew you personally. I was like,
she's my friend.
She's my friend. We go way back.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I just started there and I just kind of, I had, like I said, a property management background. It was more, I would even say accounting based, and now I'm trying to get into graphic design. I had no background with it, no training, no idea what I was doing, had no idea what I was doing marketing-wise, anything like that.
But tell me, that's not the best feeling.
Yeah.
People tell me, like, Matt, how do you do this? When you go start a new business, when you start something, when you travel, like, how do you do that? I'm like, if you're passionate about it, it seems to be very easy.
You figure it out.
And you figure it out. Yeah. I didn't know everything.
No.
I was like, let's do this.
Yeah. You got to have passion. And, the more that I was seeing the business take off and I was getting more people kind of standing behind me with it and supporting me and, really saying, hey, I just really like just your message and what you guys stand for. It pushed me even more. And then knowing I was also helping, provide for our little one, and I was home with him, which was even, that was a big thing for me. And just, seeing these people wearing your stuff and sending you pictures and are just like, thank you so much. I love, your clothing, and I always talk about you guys. It's such a cool feeling.
Being a brand ambassador.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you said, you figure it out. I mean, I can't tell you how many YouTube videos I've watched. I can't tell you how many, online webinars I've attended and, training that I've paid for just so I could learn the basics.
But that's good though, because you're going out and doing it.
Yeah.
Like you're actually saying, I'm going to do this. Not just like, it sounds like a good idea. I think I want to try it. And then you don't.
It'd be cool, but
most dreams are killed by the fact that people doubt themselves.
Yeah.
And they go, no one's going to like this. No one's going to want this.
Yeah.
No one's going to. And I had said that in an episode 13. One of my clients, I was literally saying that same thing. And I was telling myself, who the hell is going to watch Beyond the Ink? Who gives a shit about tattoo stories? Who gives, And my client out here had wrote me a 4-page letter. Legit. Wrote me a 4-page letter. Told me how the story from one of my clients in Arizona totally resonated with her. She was like, oh my God. And she named him and she said everything. Well, that day I was going to pull the plug on Beyond the Ink.
Whoa.
I was like, just not, like, it was so many things going on. I was sitting there going like, man, this is not going to work. Fuck this. I'm just going to go back to comedy, back to doing tattoos. Seemed like a good idea at the time. I'm out, some money. And then I got her letter. I got her letter in her package in the mail and I was like, no doubt, like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So it just, and here we go. Like, that was, I don't know, quite a few episodes ago. I think yeah, it's just weird.
That's so good, though.
But
I mean,
I like it.
Yeah.
And so my audience is, if, you know, again, if it helps one person, or hell, if it's cross marketing, it's a number of things why I'm doing it. It's not to be, you know, YouTube famous and get like, oh, you know.
but it'd be cool. No?
It would be cool as hell. Follow, like, subscribe, you know, and follow her too. Go on, follow her page, you know. Yeah, we'll have a link down below with everything as far as like where you can go to find Modern Rebels. Yeah, it's really, really cool. I love the fact that everybody's so supportive too, you know.
You realize when you decide to do something out on your own and kind of put yourself out there, you really realize who's got your back.
And who doesn't.
And who doesn't. Yep.
I know it sucks to say that. Like the flip side of that coin, you think.
Yeah.
Like, damn. You know?
It really exposes people's character and who's happy for you and who's not.
But the happiness, what I've noticed is sometimes like, and I hate to say it, but it's like a fake happy.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like a secretly we want you to fail, but
we would love to see you fall on your face.
Yeah, and I think that just sucks. So stop fucking doing that.
Yeah.
Support small businesses, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, and it sucks that, you know, again, back to the original point, you know, you have people that talk about wanting to do stuff.
Yeah.
You know, but they don't do it. And then they just say, well, and then they get mad because they see people such as yourself thriving and doing, and just keep getting bigger and bigger and more, you know.
Well, I think it's the passion has to do with that too. I mean,
I agree.
If you want to do something but you're not willing to put in 110%, then you don't want it bad enough, and you can't get mad at someone else for wanting it bad enough and for them putting in 110%. So I feel like in those situations the only person that they can blame is themselves.
Correct.
I mean, you only do as much as you push yourself, and there have been times I've, you know, thinking to myself, is any of this going to do anything? Like, am I this you know, YouTube video that I'm watching, is it really going to teach me anything? Am I wasting my time doing this? Should I go back to work, you know, go back into what I know, even though I wasn't happy doing it, but at least it was safe?
I was going to say, you have to, like, you know, when you get comfortable or complacent, it's like bad things happen.
Yeah.
You know, you're just like, I don't want to be here. And that was property management for me. It was great. I had a good time. Lewis Operating Corp was great when I was there, you know. They taught me a lot. They taught me about follow-up. They taught me how to continue my business, and I took a lot away from property management with them. It's just, I applied it towards doing what I'm doing now.
Yeah, as you should.
Yeah, and the thing is, statistically, when, you know, because I was taking courses and trying to do stuff like on you know, the YouTube stuff, and because everything's
you can learn so much on YouTube.
Everything's YouTube. And I was sitting there and I heard this one of this business guru, and he was saying, if you're not willing to put 50%, the minimum of 50% of what you're making back into your business is going to fail. And I think that's what happens to a lot of people. They get the temporary, the buzz going on where they're like, oh, I'm making money, this is actually lucrative, and they don't invest back into themselves. So then it becomes, you know, a loss rather than, you know, a gain. So
yeah, well, I mean, I can't say. I mean, the first couple of years, you know, we of course made profit, but not as much as I would think, because the moment that I would get a good amount of money, I would go and buy a brand new camera with it, or, you know, that I use for product photography, or I would go and start trying to find, you know, new merchandise that I could sell, or I'm, you know, putting it into marketing. So I'm having, you know, stickers and things that I can give out to people. And so I'm constantly trying to find ways
to build your brand.
Yeah, to reinvest it and do more, because, I mean, sure, you could get to a plateau and just kind of stay there, but that's not why we do any of this. We do this because we want to be successful.
Correct.
And you got to pay the price to be successful.
You got to put in work,
man.
Got to
put in work,
It's not easy.
Time, money.
Yeah, effort, sacrifices, you know, away from the family, away from, like I said, I mean, I live in Arizona. Mm-hmm. I'm out here in Dallas, and I'm out here in the midst of coronavirus 2020, like
Brave.
It's huge. Yeah, and of course, you know, I come out here and the world goes to shit. It's like the buck wild and
everyone's losing their minds.
Yeah, and I got Veronica calling me, and you know, I've got Evan in the military. He's in Washington, and Washington has like an outbreak out there, and because you know, I don't want to take your vaccine, bro. No, and so
I feel like if there is a vaccine, if there is a vaccine, I feel like people probably still wouldn't get it.
Because you know, and not getting too political, but you know, people don't trust anything anymore because we get everything real time.
Yeah.
Supposedly, you know, and it's hard to differentiate the bullshit from the crap posts, you know, and where people are just posting stuff just to scare or you know, and for the ratings or and all that. It's hard to
it's hard to trust pretty much anybody anymore.
Yeah, unless you've known them for 15 plus years. Unless they're a modern rebel such as yourself, then that could potentially be a trustworthy person. You might hear a few chuckles from over on the other side. It's her husband here.
We're Peanut Gallery over here.
He's a Peanut Gallery guy. He's hilarious. Love him to death. Good guy. But yeah, I mean, we're here. We're working on these wonderful pieces and amidst chaos. Like literally, the shelves are empty at almost every store. People are losing their shit, and you know, for small businesses and people that are commission based solely, you know, it's hard because you're not thinking about tattoos or
we're not a necessity for people.
Yeah, we're a luxury. I mean, bottom line, tattoos are a luxury. Not everybody, because it's not a necessity. Small clothing stores, things like that. I mean, when you're talking, there's no water, there's no toilet paper, there's no, which is ridiculous. People, come on, take what you need or use what you need.
Yep.
By the time this airs or this video, you know, I'm pretty sure we'll all be like over the bullshit.
I'm hoping. Like a week from now, I'm hoping that it'll be all over.
Yeah. So calm down. Yeah. And if we're still alive and you're still watching this, like, subscribe, whack, share that shit. You know, like.
Oh no, yeah. Our son, he's got some phrases that he loves. He loves oh no. Everything is oh no. So if you tell him not to do something, it's oh no. Or if his little iPad stops working, it's oh no. Or oh, it's bedtime, oh no. Like it's just everything's a meltdown. Everything is the worst thing that could ever happen to him.
Oh yeah.
We're at that stage. He's super sweet. He's just very dramatic.
And he's a cute kid, man. He's got the big old eyes.
He does.
And they're just like sparkling blue eyes, and I'm just like, man,
best eyelashes in the world.
Yeah, he just looks at you, and I'm like, I mean, if you were to tell him no, I'm sure it's got to be hard to tell that kid no, and he just looks at you, and you're like, don't do the eyes, don't look
at me, don't make eye contact.
Don't make eye contact. That's so funny.
He's a sweetheart. He's just, and he's also, it's funny the way that he throws tantrums because when, you know, he's starting to do the fall on the floor thing, but he does it very, very slowly and carefully.
It's that slow motion fall.
Yes, and so he knows he doesn't want to hurt himself by like dropping to the floor, so he'll slowly get down on, you know, all fours and then lay to his side and then lay on his back.
Oh, what a world.
Yes, very dramatic. And we're trying not to laugh and let him see us, but it's hilarious because we're just like, at least you're careful.
At least you're not going to hurt yourself.
Yeah, at least you're not going to hurt yourself.
What do you do when he melts down like that?
I'll usually try to get down, kind of just bend down and get down to his level and pick him up and tell him the world isn't going to end, buddy.
Oh, yeah?
It's okay, we'll get through this. And something, I mean, you know, he's still at the age where he he's learning and understanding what things mean and why we do things. And so still a little bit of a communication barrier, but he's getting there.
I learned a long time ago from a very wise older woman, and she used to say, no audience, no show. So the kids would throw themselves on the ground, I'd walk away. And they're like, wait, where the hell are you going? You know? And I'm like, hey, we don't do that. So if you're going to do that, you're going to do that by yourself. And then they would freak out and stop. I was like, okay, this is not how we act. And so then, and then I also learned by a very wise older man, who was my grandfather, that if you act like that in public, you got your ass smacked, and then and so it was like, but I mean, he never like beat the shit out of us. He always gave us one across the ass, and
it was all you needed.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And my kids same way. I would tell them, okay, grab your bed, and they would get their bed, and I spanked their butt, and that was that. It was like, then they got grounded or whatever.
Yeah.
And they all learned that there was rules. I think that's the problem with a lot of kids these days. The parents want to be their friends.
Yeah.
They don't want to be their like parent.
Yeah.
And I know it sounds like shit when you say it, but I've told my kids, look, I'm not your friend. I'm not your best friend. I won't ever be your best friend. I'm your father.
Yeah.
That supersedes the love that I have for my kids supersedes anything that your friend will ever be, And I got that point across, people thought I was crazy. People were like, oh, that's mean. That's this, that's that. I go, no, it's not, because there has to be that hierarchy.
Yeah.
There can't be that leveled, because if there's peers, if you're now your son's peer, they're not going to respect that.
Right.
They're going to be like, the hell do I care?
Yep.
And
I do believe that kids do thrive for structure.
True.
I feel like if they're just left to their own devices and they can just do whatever they want, it's not benefiting them at all. And I even think that they can feel that. I feel like if they've got structure and they've got a schedule and they've got someone there telling them yes, no, that they thrive way more than they would if you were just trying to be buddy with them.
I agree. And because I know a lot of people, like friends of mine, that have had quote unquote best friend parents.
Yeah.
And they said straight out, like, if I would have had them not, be my best friend so much, I would respect them more, or I wouldn't have such a weird, tumultuous relationship with them.
Right.
Because it's like, yeah, you want to buy me this, you want to buy me that, you want to be, cool with me. But in the long run, that's not what they want. They want someone to look up to. And you can't look up to somebody if you're on their same level. Just, food for thought. So...
Yep.
But I mean, parenting, it's never easy.
No.
You don't ever know what's going to happen. You don't have all the answers.
And no one does. You just figure it out as you go along.
Yeah. You take what you know.
Yeah.
And you mold it to, because your oldest is not going to be like your youngest. Every single child they have their own personalities, they have their own ways to getting around, sneaking around, especially when they think that you don't know they're sneaking around. And I'm like, dude, I already knew. You pick your battles. Like, if you had to battle your kids every time they did something stupid, man, you would just be, I've always said, or your spouse, yeah. I've always said, you pick your battles. And as long as it's not detrimental to their health or their future, I won't get involved. Like, I'll let you make mistakes.
Yeah.
I'll let you get hurt. Again, you fall down, wiggle your fingers, your toes, no broken bones, not bleeding, or not bleeding a lot. Cool. Don't have to go to the hospital. But, you got to let kids fall. You got to let them make mistakes. And just as long as it's not detrimental to their health or future, That's just my opinion. And now you know. But just funny.
Yeah. It's a learning process. I mean, you can buy all the books in the world, but you don't learn any of that until you're actually doing it. And you're in the middle of Target and your child's screaming at the top of their lungs. There's no book that can prepare you for that.
Yeah. You know what I used to do when the kids would, and luckily they didn't really do that. And it was something that my grandfather did to me. Like I learned all the parental pinches, like the little pinch behind the back of the arm that stuns your soul. There's one behind your leg, like right down your thigh. You'd pinch, stuns your soul. So what it looks like to the average public, right, to public that are, because everybody's quick to pull out their camera if you're beating your kid or whatever, or get involved with anything that you're doing when you're reprimanding your kid. So I would lean in and look like I'm whispering to my screaming kid as I'm pinching the back of their leg, and they go, and then I'm like, do you need to go to the bathroom? Because we can go to the bathroom. And they're like, no, I don't have to go to the bathroom. Like, but they would stop.
Yeah.
I'm like, you better act right. And so now it's, my sons are becoming fathers.
Yeah.
Yes, I am a grandfather, and it's just, it's funny. Like they go, Dad, Noah's saying like the craziest things in public, and I said, wonder where he gets it from. Because
payback.
Yeah, payback's a bitch. Yes. I feel like what was that? Coming to America, when he's like Hakeem was like, yes. They're making it up. They're filming part 2 of Coming to America.
Are you serious?
Dead serious. And I thought it was the coolest shit. Can't wait to see it. And it's the original cast.
There are so many sequels coming out that I'm super excited about.
Me too. What sucks is I haven't even seen Bad Boys for Life. So it's like Bad Boys 3, Martin Lawrence and Will Smith.
Yeah.
Who happens to be one of the greatest actors ever
yes.
created. I don't care what you say.
Well, they're also doing another Fast and Furious too. Did you hear about that?
Now that's crazy to me. Because how many characters are left?
I think I watched the first and second, and then I stopped. I think that's as far as I got.
I watched the one with Gina Carano, and then I stopped. I'm just kidding. I'm a huge fan. She's fantastic, but she's was an MMA fighter for the longest time. And I was fanatical. Kind of weird now. I think about it and I go, oh, that's weird. But fans are fans,
Yeah.
Like when I was doing comedy, I legit had a fan club. Like not fan club where people would write and shit, but I had a group of girls that were never disrespectful. They were never like mean or whatever, but they were always at the shows.
And so groupies.
So I thought it was kind of weird, but I was like, who am I? And I have fans of this show because, my guests are cool. My guests are interesting. They're regular people. They're, I love it. I think it's awesome, and I like to share the stories. That's why I do it. But if you want to become a fan, just hit the little bell right there. It'll give you a notification, tell you exactly when we're doing it. But other than that, it's every other Sunday. And so far, so good. So,
yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Kicking ass.
Yep. So, what's the future for Modern Rebels?
I don't even know. Hopefully more of what we're doing, and I'm doing a lot of, more of like the graphic tees and things like that, and all of our designs I do myself, most of them. I do them myself, and I've slowly expanded from just doing things with babies to, toddler and youth and moms and people who aren't moms and dads, people who aren't dads. I mean, we're trying to outfit everyone, and I don't know, I'm just hoping to keep it growing in the future.
Can you see yourself opening up your own storefront?
I've thought about it many, many times. I just feel like right now with retail, a lot of it's, done online.
Yeah.
And I would love to have a storefront one day, but I think right now we're benefiting the most from just kind of keeping in our online store. Because even, me as a consumer, I mean, I'm on Amazon, or I'm on, if I'm doing, clothing for my kiddos, I'm doing small shops online, and everything I buy is online. I can't remember the last time I've actually gone into a boutique or somewhere and bought clothes. you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe in the future if, things change, but I don't know. I think that's one of the things is I
That's the fun part.
yeah, I'm
the unknown.
Yeah, I think I think if you try to plan things out too much, that doesn't end up working out. Your expectations, it doesn't work out. And so I'm kind of just seeing how it goes. And so far so good.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. I'd like to continue growing our sales and getting out in front of more people and building our platform and, but we'll see.
Well,
I'm just happy people like us so far.
I was to say, I'm a fan. I like your clothing. I think it's cool. And then whenever I wear it, people always ask me questions about it. Like, what is this? Who is a modern rebel? Or, I say, you too can be a modern rebel.
Yeah. I just wanted, I think this kind of stemmed back from property management, and you'll understand this, especially working for, the particular company that we worked for, is you really had to kind of follow a straight line, and you weren't allowed to really, you really weren't allowed to embrace your uniqueness.
It was very uniform.
Yes.
It was extremely
very
uniform. Yeah.
I remember I had wore fake eyelashes, and this was back before like the eyelash extension, how it's super popular it is now. I wore them back then, and I was told to go home and wash my face. And it's just so, and I get it, they want the professional look and things like that, but you were really kind of forced into a particular box.
Because they held it to such a high standard of customer service and follow-up, and I hated follow-up. But now, I follow up religiously because it works, and it is a formula that they did perfect it. They had it, like, it was, I'm actually really, in retrospect, it's like you fight it.
But it makes sense.
I didn't have my hustle butter. Gotta have my hustle butter. So, yeah, it made sense. And I was like, damn,
It's the customer service piece. They are excellent with customer service, and they teach you that. And that's carried over into my business now. But, yeah, I've kind of just always wanted to do something different. And I wanted to create a business and a brand and a statement that kind of just lets people know it's okay to be whoever you want to be, however that looks. You want to have hot pink hair, I've had hot pink hair.
You've had blue, purple,
I've had it all, but only because it's just something that makes me happy, and I think that we want to let people know it. You do whatever makes you happy, and if that doesn't look like the society norm, that's cool too.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of part of being a modern rebel, is just doing what makes you happy.
I think you should have. Do you have a shirt that says that yet? Because I think that's a very good one.
We have a shirt that says "Exist on your own damn terms."
Yeah, that one's a good one.
I think that's a pretty
good statement of your mission statement.
Yeah, I dig it. So we have that, but and we also just really like kiddos to wear really cool shirts and things that you're not going to just find anywhere, things that are custom pieces that, people will stop you on the street and say, oh my gosh, that's so cute, where'd you get that? And, we're really big about empowering youth because we want them to be strong adults as well. And all of that starts now. And letting them know that they can do anything and that they're powerful and, they have their future ahead of them, and just setting them up as well as we can. So, and, also we're, a lot of my, follower base and customer base are also moms who haven't figured things out yet, and we're all kind of just brave in the storm of
kind of winging it.
Raising kids and figuring it out. And I created a shirt that says "Blissfully Exhausted" because I feel like that's the perfect representation of motherhood. You're so happy, but you're so tired.
But you're so damn tired. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So, but it's been cool. I've met amazing people that have became family to me, and I've never even met face to face. people who support my business and talk about my business to other people, and just amazing support systems. And like I said, I haven't even met a lot of these people. They just believe in it.
How cool is it to just those words come out of your mouth?
I know.
My business. Like,
it's weird. It's
like,
still
this
weird.
is mine. I created this, you know? Yeah, it's that once you say it and it's like out in the world and you're going, wow, like I created this.
Yeah.
And then a few years down the line, you go, I'm still here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still doing this. Like,
Still have a business.
I still have a business. And yeah, I mean, because the first 6 months, again, these are just statistics. First 6 months, you either make it or break it. First year, God, it's so hard. You're just like, got to build up my clientele. I have to do, you know, marketing, create a brand, build that brand. Don't fight with your spouse, like, or your loved ones, because, again, it's that sacrifice that you have to give to, you know, you're married to it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just hard.
Yeah. Well, they're a part of the business as well.
Yeah.
Whether their name's on it or not, I always, you know, tell my husband, I was like, this is your company too, you know?
Yeah.
You may not be the face of it, but you're behind the scenes, and you're, even if it's just taking the kids and letting me work. I mean, that's a huge asset to me.
You know, I tell people this too. The support system is crucial. Your home support system, your home-based system is crucial because, you know, like you said, it doesn't have to be, hey, I need you running the cameras, I need you doing this, I need you doing that, which, by the way, he's been awesome running the cameras, so I'm going to put a little credit down. Thanks for Jason to, you know, for, but yeah, you know, it's a production job, you know. But, you know, small things like that are very appreciative. You know, Veronica will do stuff, and whether it's like the house is clean or you know, just stuff that I don't have to do or worry about is awesome.
Yeah.
And and she doesn't get it like that. You know, sometimes it's hard, you know, she'll say, you know, like, not that it's not appreciated, because it's 100% appreciated, you know, and that's why I'm able to do what I do for the family, and to do, and because I have that support system. I have that, you know, a business where I can travel and I can do what I love and come home, spend time with the kids, you spend time with the wife, you know, and just, or, you know, lately we're on a gym kick, you know, we're going to the gym all the time. My clothes are fitting me differently. I went from like a size 38 after I fell down the stairs. I gained some weight, gained some lbs, and, you know, going, just simple things like that, where you go at night, and some people go late at night, like start at 10 o'clock at night, get home around 1 o'clock in the morning or whatever. But the fact that we're doing it, you know, even then, it's cool, it's comfortable. You get to share everything, you know, and shit, I remember your wedding. That was a good time.
Yes, it was. I remembered the beginning of it. I didn't remember so much of the end.
I was going to say, towards the end, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. You know, I had great friends who always made sure that I had a glass of champagne in my hand throughout the whole night.
Yeah.
And that's all we'll say about that.
So what I'll say about that, then, we had some fun.
We had fun.
We had great fun. One of the best ones, and I think did I send you the picture, the s'mores picture?
Yeah, I think so. We had an issue with the s'mores.
I don't know who started this. Okay, I know who started this. It was me.
I'm going to let you say it.
I gotta admit, though, it was a great idea, and I'm a fat kid by nature. I grew up a short, fat kid. I love food. I love snacks. Anyone that knows me knows I always have a snack bag. We go to their wedding. It's farmhouse style, you know, country, and I was like, oh, cool, you know, and I always loved telling this story because it was a beautiful wedding. I mean, we're having a good time. And I was hungry. I was like, man, I'm starving, you know? And so they had on the table the makings
of s'mores.
Yeah. You know, graham cracker, little piece of chocolate, and some marshmallows.
Yeah.
And an open flame was decorative.
It was decorative tea light candle.
Totally decorative tea light candle. And I said, well, we got some fire.
Yeah.
Let's make a fucking s'more. I was hungry. And I was totally legit, just hungry. And you know me, I'm not shy, obviously. So I pop a marshmallow on the fork, and I hang it over the little tea light, and I started making a s'more. Well, there were other hungry people in the audience who said, that's a good fucking idea.
Yeah.
And so everybody started making s'mores. And I have this picture of me with a big ass s'more, like, and a big smile on my face saying, you know.
Yeah. But do you know what led from that?
Oh, the s'mores fire, right?
Yeah,
Well, somebody light a table on fire?
Lit the table on fire.
That wasn't me.
No, it was not him. But I remember I was sitting at the table, and they were actually serving dinner. And so I remember seeing that table was full of people sitting there, and then that table got, told to go up and grab their food, and then I saw that it was a blank table, and then I saw that the table had a light to it, but it was a far brighter light than any other table had, and I was like, who is over there? And I saw no one was sitting at the table, and then I saw a flame, and I was like, oh no,
oh shit,
the table is on fire. So someone decided to make their s'mores as well with the candle. I don't know if a piece of marshmallow fell into it or something. I don't know if it was part of the tablecloth. I know a girl's purse got on fire as well.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The funny thing is, because you put me with some of the, I don't want to say it was the rowdy table, but some people that have.
I didn't think it through. Should have put you at like a kid's table off to the side.
Potential for mischief. Goings on. So it was Mari, and once I did it, Mari was like, hey, that looks good. And Veronica's looking at me like, you son of a bitch. Why do you have to be the one to do and so then Michael, her husband, he's like, I want a s'more.
Yeah.
So he starts doing it, and then other people at other tables were like, dude, they're making s'mores.
You know what? It was a great idea. And if it were me, I would be doing it too. And I put them there, and I didn't think about that. I thought it was just something cute to send people off with, because we put a little tag on there that says, have some more love, and it was super cheesy. But
it was delicious.
I was thinking about it, and I was like, dang, I wish we would have put a few s'mores at the table. That looks great.
It was perfect. It was funny.
You might want to clarify that it was a party favor to be taken home.
It truly
was a party
was
favor to be taken home.
A party favor to be taken home, not eaten at the table, but there was an open flame.
It's okay.
And like I said, I'm very outdoorsy. We camp, we go.
But you didn't cause the fire.
No, I didn't cause the fire.
You're fine.
That was for those that didn't know, I had he was close to 5 foot.
It was a dinosaur.
He was a dinosaur. It was he was my iguana named Taco. And I acquired him through those strippers, she was a dancer at Del Mar. And her boyfriend broke up, and she's like, I have this iguana, and my boyfriend left it with me. Does anybody want it? Does anybody? And I was going through some shit, and I was like, I need a project. Let's get it. I'll just acquire this dinosaur. And he was little. He was little when I got him.
Yeah.
And then he grew. He was outgrowing that cage.
Yeah.
So I made him a bigger one, but I didn't make him. Jason from the glass company that we used to use for the property, he made it, and he made it buck wild. This thing was like 5.5 feet by 4.5 feet in width and about 4.5 feet in height. So it was like this humongous coffin. So Taco grew, because iguanas grow to their environment. So from the tip of his tail, and it even curved up a little bit, to the tip of his nose, when he was touching the other side of the glass, he was almost like 5 feet, and he was fucking huge. But I used to have him in the area where, like,
you had it right next to the chair, and he would stare at me.
He loved girls, man. He was just like the dudes. He'd just be staring, and he'd do this little thing with his neck, and then he would like shake his head around, and like for the guys that were around, but the girls, he was just like, hey, how's it going? Like he would just stare the whole time.
Backstory: I am terrified of lizards. Okay, like terrified of lizards. Ever since I can remember, I've always been scared of lizards. They just freak me out when they run. It's the worst thing in the whole entire world. I mean, it's awful. And so when you're sitting down at a chair, you know, inches from this animal that you fear the most, and this thing is a dinosaur. I mean, it is a dinosaur.
He was huge.
Huge. And he's just staring at me, and I know he can smell my fear. Like, and there is a very thin piece of glass between the both of us.
No, that was thick.
Okay, well, for me, it was way too thin.
He was staring at me. Yeah. And yeah, he was funny. I miss that guy. I wanted to get another one, you know, but I just don't have time to invest in what they need. I mean, because they need a lot of care and
yeah.
And I was pissed when he died, but we had to move, and we moved into Barrington Place, which is a shithole, but we needed an apartment. I remember. Yeah, we needed an apartment like really fast. And so I moved into Barrington Place, and that place was horrible. But the layout of the apartment, I couldn't fit that in. I couldn't fit it in there, and so it sucked. I was pissed, and so I asked my brother to keep an eye on Taco for a little bit till we found another place, because it was a short-term lease. Well, it was supposed to be a short-term lease, and yeah, it was, oh man, I was pissed because, God, not even a month later as he died. Oh. You know, he stopped eating.
Separation.
Yeah, well, I didn't know until one of my friends told me. She's like, well, have you had, you know, she's a herpetologist, and then one of my other friends, who's a vet, she was like, well, how long have you had him? And I said, well, I had him for 5 years at that point. Mm-hmm. And he was healthy, and he was big, and he had no problems. I would take him to the vet. Like, he was a good boy. And she said, oh, he died of depression. Oh. Iguanas kill themselves. I didn't know that.
Wow.
They get attached to one person, and they really get attached, and then, like, if they're super spoiled, then they don't feel the love anymore. And they just, they don't eat. It's like, oh, man, I didn't know that. I felt even worse. I was like, you could have just told me he had, like, dysentery or something.
Yeah.
You know, he could have something, but, man, yeah, I was bummed out. But at my house, in my art room, I bought this big old ceramic iguana, and it's got all these cool paintings on it. I bought it in Sedona. And it's my homage to Taco. It's my little
shrine
to Taco. Shrine, yeah. Oh, poor guy.
I'm a huge animal lover, but I just can't do these lizards.
No, that's craziness. I miss that dude, man. He just brought no, I'm kidding. I'm all cut. No, I'm kidding.
Gonna go sit in the corner and cry.
I'm gonna go have a tear now. Drop a little lemonade down for some taco.
Yeah.
You know? We go have some tacos later. That's probably not a good thing to do, but no. You know, yeah, good times. So, where can one find you, aka Modern Rebels?
Yeah. So right now we have our website, modernrebelsco.com. That's the best place. We have our Instagram, the Modern Rebels. We're on Facebook. We also have our VIP group on Facebook as well, and we do a lot of specials on there, sales, new releases, designs that we only offer to those people in that group. So recommend checking that out as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're all over.
All over social media.
It's like a virus.
It goes viral.
Yep.
That's good though.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm gonna have links below. So if you want to check it out, which I highly recommend you check out, the Modern Rebels on Instagram as well, and Facebook. You know, like you said, all the social media platforms. We will have the links, Really, it's good clothing. It's cool stuff.
Yeah, check us out. See if there's anything you like. I'm really responsive, so if you have any questions about sizing or anything, just shoot us a message on Facebook or on Instagram. I'm pretty quick about that, but
how would you say that they fit? Are they true to form? I think they fit great. So
I would say they're pretty true to form. For our adult shirts and sweaters, we typically go with unisex, so they're going to fit closer to men's sizes. So I would say for women, and just size down. Usually about a size or two depending, but we have all of our sizing measurements up so you can kind of gauge off of those. For the kids, they're all true to size. We do everything from 6 months to, we do have some little onesies that are for newborns, but most of our designs are from 6 months to youth and everyone in between.
Very cool, very cool.
We got hats and all kinds of cool stuff and
stickers.
Yeah, so we'll see what we do this year. We're starting to add a few more pieces in for women. We're doing a little bit more boutique clothing, so sweaters and types of things like that maybe aren't all just graphic tees, but just trying to provide things that, you know, us moms, we're always thinking about buying things for our kids, and we sometimes forget about ourselves. So
true.
I wanted, you know, some things on there that we can snag for ourselves and kind of just
I saw you threw a couple of leggings up there.
Yeah,
right?
we got some moto leggings, which guys probably won't know what that is, but
all I know is it shows your butt. So. Just kidding.
For us girls, moto leggings, they'll know exactly what. Yeah. So we're adding all kinds of really fun pieces to it. We'd even like to bring some cool footwear in the future.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, just trying to give the people
and,
what they want.
Right? As am I, with tattoos and beyond the ink.
Yes.
So I truly thank you for coming in and sitting down and letting me stab you for a while and catching up with the old time stuff and
oh my gosh,
talking about your product, which is phenomenal. Give her a follow.
Yeah, we actually
Instagram,
have a shirt that we brought.
That's right. I get a gift.
You get a gift.
I love gifts. I'm sorry. I mean, you know, again, I grew up liking gifts and put a little hustle butter on there because, you know, it's the best stuff in the world. I'm always saying that. Hustle butter is amazing.
I like that.
Hustle butter. It's amazing. It's all natural. It's vegan. And I'm not getting paid to say this. I've used the product for years and years and years. The gentleman that started the company, again, started off small. Now he's everywhere. You can actually get Hustle Butter in Ulta. And
are you serious?
Dead serious. And he came from when I met him years ago, and just kept in contact. Then I saw him in Italy, kept in contact. Hey, what's up? How's it going? And then with social media and everything else, and my clients love it. Again, I'm not getting paid for this, but it's amazing. It's a great product. I like pushing the product. And but yeah, speaking of product, is that it right there?
Yeah.
Is that the shirt? Thank you, sir. See, nice packaging. That's how you'll get it. You know. Oh yeah, really nice packaging. You have to
we have to make you work for it.
Right?
It's not gonna come easy.
It's not gonna come easy. You got to work for that shit, just like everything in life. You know. You should make a shirt that says
you gotta work for it.
Mm-hmm. Get these cool little Modern Rebels stickers. Ooh, shiny. What are these, magnets?
One's a sticker and magnet.
Oh,
yeah.
one's a magnet. One's a sticker.
We're just spreading everywhere.
Right? which is great. You know, I'm a big fan of that. I love stickers. And this is their logo tee.
Our men's shirt and military. This is our army green.
Yeah.
It's been a pretty popular color.
I like that.
We stick to a lot of the basics, so black, white, grays, and we'll throw a couple mustard color tees in there too for.
And you know, I've recently gone on this mustard kick where It actually looks pretty cool with the black pair of jeans.
Yeah, I love it.
And this is dope. Thank you so much.
You're so very welcome.
Appreciate it. Yeah. And again, thank you for coming on to the show and hanging out with me, spending time. Always a pleasure. And again, if you guys are still with us, comment down below. We'll have the links to everything here. Go give her a follow. Give her a shout out. Go on Instagram. Go on Facebook. Go online.
Yeah.
Order this stuff. Support local businesses, small businesses, and if you,
I'd love to meet you guys.
Yeah, very personal, very awesome. Thank you so much for being.
Thank you.
Like, share, subscribe, down below, give Combat thumbs up. We'll do it all again. See you guys next time. Put the little bell, the little notification, whatever you want to call it, jazz hands. And that way, we can see you guys on the next episode of Beyond the Ink. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.